Okay, let's. I've had to restart this and go back to the beginning again. And just to explain to you, I've got two lots of infrared shots. One of them was done in software. The other one was done with what I would call real film, if that's the thing. Yeah, it was done shooting on Rolly infrared film, and the other lot was shot on my mobile phone with then being put into DxO film pack. Now, the characteristics of infrared film are quite different. First of all, these are shot at 400 ISO, and you normally have to use a filter to actually make the infrared film react to infrared lights. You're blocking other types of light that's coming into the camera. Secondly, it's a different focal length to a normal film. And thirdly, one I kept on forgetting was the actual film is not as sharp as an ordinary normal film. They tend to be quite a bit softer. So I just want to go through a few of these to show you, and you've got to decide. Now, I'm going to go through a few of these, and I'm going to go through a few other ones, and you've got to pick between which ones you think are the actual infrared and which ones are the fake ones, as I'd say. Okay, so one lot, I say, was done on my mobile phone. One lot was taken. I probably would have taken it on my Olympus OM20. Okay, so you got to try and spot which one's which. Now, these are very, very grainy, and high speed infrared will give you these really, really, really bright tones on the greens, and obviously on the bark and in the shade it gets really, really dark because there's obviously not much infrared light getting through there. So I just want to go through and just see. Someone's just sitting. It didn't work the way I quite wanted it to, this shot actually. You can see the guy or lady sitting, I think they're reading a book or something, and I thought it might make a nice shot. It actually didn't. And you can see the softness in this one. You can see just how aggressive the grain is across here, and that's obviously someone walking the distance. And you see a shot in a few minutes where I took by this actual sign. It says boat turning, I think, and there you go, boat turning point. It just so happens there are people on the river in a boat turning around, and I thought I'd grab a shot. I think I got two of these, and again, you're looking for the characteristics of, is the shot really, really sharp? Is the shot does it have the right characteristics, and does it have the right grain for an infrared film? Okay, and these may give it away whether which one it might be. Okay, so we'll go through a few. Took three of those, and again another shot of the river. And when you're seeing the underside, obviously, of some foliage or the leaves, there's no infrared light hitting it. So basically, that's why this area is darkened out. And because the sunlight is coming from this direction, you see lots and lots and lots of infrared glow, as it were. The other issue you've got is you don't know what you're going to end up with. You haven't got a clue. You have to almost guess your exposure when you're doing this. I think it's 5 stops you open up. So you meter as normal at 400 and then open it up by 5 stops. I think that's what it did. Or you rate the film at 25 ISO and take a reading from that, and then take the shot based manually on the shutter and aperture you get. Okay, and this is one of my favorite ones. I don't know why it's got this nice, as I say, quite often a tonal range across these. So let's go through a few more. Do not feed the geese. Now these are all daisies, hundreds of daisies, and yes, I took these when I was in Bedford. Okay, and I like this one. The idea was to get this one tree, but obviously it's kind of lost its shape because of the fact you've got all the trees behind it there, but I still like it as a shot. And this one's okay. Flowers tend not to come up brilliantly, and tulips, I believe. You know what I'm like with flowers. You can see the dark, I think these are purple and these are yellow, and you can see how dark the purples come out against the white of the yellow. And that's my phone going off. And there you go. Got the exposure completely wrong on that one, and these just really look poor. Okay. And again, the grain is super aggressive on this. One last one. We'll leave it there, and I'm going to come back to you in the other folder. Okay, so now we're with the other photographs. Now you're going to work out whether these ones are the infrared or are they the fake ones. And where I used to come down this place, it's in Kempston, near where I used to live, and we used to come down here, and it was like a pond, almost like a pond. It was actually like I don't know, it's where the river splits, but there's a pond, and it was always quite shallow as kids, and we used to come down here as kids, and it's absolutely amazing place. And I just thought I'd try and get an infrared shot while I was down there, and look how it come out. I don't know what's going on with these ones here, because it's really soft at the edges. Now, the only thing I can think of is I either took these badly, or the film, if it was the film, was exposed wide open at say f1.8 on a 50mm lens, and you got really soft edges. That's the only thing I can think of. And another shot looking at Tower Bridge. Oh, and look, you can see I have this joke about this shot. You have the 3 dots there. Is that a triangle UFO? No, it's just clouds, trust me. And this one is of obviously HMS Belfast. Now, you've got to try and work out which ones are, is it the first lot or the second lot that are the actual real infrared? And obviously you can see St Paul's Cathedral is actually in shade, so you can actually see that would actually that would be a bit more poppy if it was not in shade. It would glowed a lot more. So I was kind of like disappointed with this shot. The sun was probably, I don't know where it was, but looking at the shadows, it looks like it was almost directly overhead. And yeah, that's a bit more poppy, and you can see obviously the softness of the actual images as well. So was this the film, or was this the fake? And you've got to work it out. And that's in Bedford Town Centre, I think. This is the St Paul's Church. So just the last few to go through. Okay, we'll leave it here. So you need to work out, have one last guess which one you think it is. Okay, so the first lot you saw were fake. They were done in DxO Film Pack. The second lot were actually shot on Rolly infrared, but there's a caveat to that. The very first shot you've seen of of the infrared film was actually not. It was actually taken on my phone and then converted to infrared. I'm trying to throw you off there a little bit. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in a video very soon.